I think we found ourselves a clue.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Hello lords and ladies, welcome back to Cartoon Hangout and the first day of Scooby Universe, the rebranded Scooby Month. As the name suggests, the series will be me reviewing or talking about Scooby media. This time we'll be returning to Be Cool Scooby-Doo with Season 2, Episode 12, Do Not Disturb. The start of this episode could legit be its own horror movie. While there are creepy and sometimes scary moments in Scooby-Doo, it's still largely a mystery comedy cartoon at the end of the day. This one intro was pretty scary. You have a woman alone in a hotel room with various rules plastered on signs. Each time she momentarily doesn't follow the rules, a noise starts up that sounds almost like ticking. It's only after obeying that it goes away. And when she finally does fully break one, and the front desk says they can no longer help her, that's when the monster shows up. Again, straight up could be a horror film of its own. Whoever came up with this intro needed a raise. The plot for the episode concerns the gang seeking refuge from a snowstorm in a fairly odd hotel with, as stated before, lots of engraved rules around, while also having the gang challenge Fred to not be as controlling. I actually really liked the plot for this one, even if I think Fred did nothing wrong. It led to a lot of comedic moments, as Fred tried to hold in his controlling behavior. The ghost mother was also really chilling to watch in almost every scene, especially when Scoob and Shaggy are trapped in an elevator, and she manages to get in, and in a surprise twist, is not fooled by their disguises. Sure, you could argue she's just a typical ghost old lady, but her tisking and waving her finger is downright scary to imagine. She's got a really neat design overall. Now, one criticism for this episode that I would probably have was Daphne, which is bizarre because I normally enjoy this version of Daphne. But in most episodes, her Daphneisms don't quite get in the way, per se. This one, she straight up left her friends outside in the hall while a ghost mom was approaching them just to do some feng shui. Not cool, Daphne. Not cool. And my final criticism for the episode really has to be the moments towards the end of the episode with the caretaker, Reggie. It came out of left field, and I was left really confused because it wasn't super clear what happened. Supposedly, he had been tied up by the villain of the episode so that they could pretend to be him, but we weren't clearly shown that. There's him with ropes on his hand, but there's a blink and you'll miss it shot. You might even overlook it because why would you assume he's been tied up till now? Maybe he was working with ropes. I don't know. Feels like they really wanted to do the whole, whoa, it was me? Wait, but I'm me scene, but didn't think it through by revealing Reggie had been tied up most of the episode. As for things that I enjoyed about the episode, it has some really awesome, creepy background designs. I think this is always an underrated element of Be Cool Scooby-Doo that's overlooked by a lot of people. Like, when this show wants something to look ghoulish, they can and will. A couple off the top of my head are when Fred is walking down the hall to Mother's room, and then when the gang are in the basement with the doll heads and disembodied hands. Another thing I need to bring up is that one of the most spoken criticisms about this iteration is that it looks like Family Guy, a claim that I usually object to. For whatever reason, though, the scenes after the theme song played were oddly like Family Guy, or at least reminded me of it, actually. The cadence in which Fred spoke in the van at one point, or to the front desk, felt eerily similar to if Family Guy had done it. It was really weird because it's not something I've noticed till now. Not really a criticism or a praise, just an irregularity, honestly. Also, a fair bit of this episode reminded me of the original series That Snow Ghost for the snowed-in hotel and obviously creepy employees, The Shining for their brief respite outside the hotel in the snow, and of course, Psycho because of the son running the hotel while alluding to a deceased mother and a room that no one's supposed to go into. I don't know if the latter was an influence to the writers and animators at all, but it really stuck out to me. Personally, I think Do Not Disturb was a good episode to return to with Scooby Universe. It grabbed me with this chilling opening and had me smiling a lot at some of the funny moments involving Fred, or Scooby and Shaggy. There were a couple of flubs with Daphne, but overall this is another quality Be Cool Scooby-Doo episode. If you still have not watched this show because you were told it was Family Guy or the Teen Titans Go version of Scooby-Doo, please please do me the favor of at least watching one episode. This one, if you don't want to have to go looking for one. Anyways, that's going to be it from me. Please chime in below with your thoughts on this episode or this review. Consider becoming a member for early access to most videos. And I will see you next time for more Scooby Universe. Thanks for watching, and take care.
I am back, way back! What is that?
Oh, you don't know? That's Father.